What's poppin'? It's your boy Cassius Cuvée, and this is the come up. Appreciate everybody already live in the chat. I see you guys out there. You know we got a great show for you today. I'm almost fully recovered. I wasn't feeling 100% last week, but your boy still nailed that $1 million trade. So, you know, I got to give a lot of respect and shout out to everybody in the chat who supported me on that. You guys saw it live right at the end of the show last week. That was a great one. But, man, so we got in the chat real quick. We're going to let everybody get in here. You know, I just went live starting the show right now. If you in the chat, say what's popping. Let us know where you're from. You know, we like doing international things out here. I see Blockchain Cowboy. I see Jesse. I see Kristen. You know, we got the Profit Circle, King Jackpot doing his thing out there. We had some other folks in the general chat this morning. Here we got, let me pull up the Discord right here. You know, we got a lot of contributors in here. Some people asked me some good questions. Just so you guys know that the Profit Circle is the name of my private group. And also, I must always say this is not financial advice. Nothing on my show or my channel is ever financial advice. You can always do your own research. I'm always going to just talk about the markets the way I see them. And I'm always going to tell you guys everything that I can do to make sure you don't get wrecked. Okay. But also, we're going to make some money. So I know a lot of strategies. I've been doing this for, over 7 years now. I've been trading hardcore, day trading, wide range of things. First stocks. And then crypto. So if you guys are new to the channel, I'm your boy Cassius Cuvée. I'm a professional trader. This is my show to come up. We do it every Sunday at noon. And we've got a lot of regular folks who come in here and a lot of folks in my private group, the Profit Circle. I'm in there 7 days a week. So that's what we're looking at here. This is the general chat. It's totally free to join the general chat. The link is in the top of the description of this video and pretty much all my videos on YouTube. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. Appreciate everybody out there. What's going on? We got Matt in the house. Let's get it. Boy, Matt was telling me some good things. So here's the thing about the Profit Circle. We all helping each other win. That's what this is the general chat. We got over here the market analysis where we're going to go into more details and stuff like that. Trade setups over here. You know, we sometimes do, we have bold predictions, sometimes like the longer term plays. We've got, man, I have a list of bullish tickers versus bearish tickers, and we'll talk about that in a little bit over here. Let's see. We've got the trade setups. So we got a channel that's just for setups, and then the future trades channel. And then what we'll do is we'll talk about them in the market analysis. So the big shout out to Blueberry. He's always holding it down in there. Blueberry's pro trader. Actually, I don't know everything he does, right? He for sure is in here 7 days a week, just like me and the rest of us. So he's a pro even if he has another job. Okay, I know that much. So shout out to Blueberry. And man, everybody's doing things. Kristen likes the song in the background. I had to put it back on. You know, we got to get our swagger, keep our swagger right for 2026. You feel me? And what you see on the screen right here is Femex. I want to call out a few things. I know the title of the thumbnail is about my $200,000 account in Breakout Prop, and we will definitely get to that. I guess while we're here, I need to disclose that is my referral code at the top. It's a discount code for you, though. So anytime you purchase a eval on Breakout Prop, make sure you enter this code at checkout, and you will receive a discount. It is my affiliate code, so I'll also receive a small commission, but everybody wins if you use that code. So join my private group, the Profit Circle. We discuss trade 7 days a week. Many people trade on Breakout Prop, but we also trade on Femex as well and some of the other leverage trading platforms for the tickers, especially that Breakout Prop doesn't have. But I want to call this out right now at the beginning of the show. So here's I need to disclose this as well. On the screen, you see GMMNX5. That is my invite code for Femex. Thank you, Jesse, for putting that in the chat there. There are some new products on Femex that, I can't remember if I mentioned briefly in the last show or not, but I want to call them out at the top of the show right now because they're pretty cool. 0% fee. So this is Tesla. They have some other TradFi tickers as well, and I'll post them in the group and stuff. If you guys happen to know them, you can put them in the chat. My admins, or what do we call them? Moderators. Thank you, guys. But so I just want to show you right here. It says Tesla, 0 fees. So the thing about it is there is no fees on their new TradFi products. So, if you're new to stocks, I've been trading stocks. I traded stocks longer than I traded crypto. I started out in stocks. And so I have a lot of experience trading stocks, and I have a lot of experience just in general with the financial system, which is why I give a unique perspective that a lot of crypto traders don't always have. We talk about it in a group too in Profit Circle. Just this week, we're talking about the Russell 2000, the Russell 3000, and different approaches to trading. But just if you want to get your feet wet on stocks right now, inside of Femex, they have these tickers that have 0 fees. See, it says right here, Tesla USDT perp, 0 fee. I can just do this from my normal trading account, on Femex. And down here, I got a gold position, a long position. I'm up 97% on only 10x right now, and I'm just holding it. This gold position is doing great. On this bonk short, this is a shit coin, a meme coin. I'm up 508% right now. So, I'm keeping these two up, and we're going to go for the gold on these two right here. But I want to show you here, too, this also shows us. So this is gold, XAU USDT, 0 fees. So if you want to trade gold and silver and the precious metals, 0 fees on Fimex. So that's pretty cool. I know that a lot of people like trading on some of the leverage trading platforms because of 0 fees. But as you may have seen, there's been some action on Twitter talking about how, MEXC has been kind of freezing some people's accounts and stuff. I've never heard of anybody doing that on Fimex. If you are part of the Profit Circle and you have any problems with Fimex, you're part of my channel, my group, you let me know personally. I will see what I can do. I've actually helped out a member, one of the wave makers before. Once you become a verified member of the Profit Circle, you are officially a wave maker, and I always look out for the people who are down with the team. So one thing I want to make clear about the Profit Circle real quick is that we help each other out. So like I said, it isn't just me in here. We've got other traders in here. So to get into the premium side, there is a gatekeep, and all you have to do is create a free Fimex account with my Fimex code GMMNX5, and then you can get in. You'll just go to verify, and it has a bot that will actually trigger. All you got to do is put in your user ID, and then it'll take you to WAP, and then you get the free trial. So that's all you have to do. It only takes about 5 minutes. The other thing is when you use my Fimex code, you get special perks. So, there's some stuff that is like, it makes it so it streamlines the process very quickly. So if you do not already have a Fimex account, or if you're new to watching this and you do have a Fimex account, create one with my link here, and with my invite code. My link's in the description of this video as well, but the GMMNX5, and you will get free access for 1 month to the Profit Circle. You'll become a verified wave maker. And what I'm doing is anybody for the next month who is a contributing member, if you contribute every month, I'm going to give you a free membership. Right now, it's only 1 month for free. But, if you're a contributing member, you come in here and you show us that, you're posting setups and you're helping folks, and or maybe you're just asking good questions. If you're new to trading, that's okay, too. If you ask good questions that I can answer and maybe other people will get help, you can ask me in the general chat, too. You can get a free monthly membership to the Profit Circle, to the premium side. Let me put it back over. Sorry, here to the premium side too. So you're going to get to see all of the setups and stuff. General chat's just for anybody and everybody, but you can also get bots and stuff in here. So we only have verified wave makers in the market analysis channel, so it's traders only. There's no garbage in this side over here. We're doing setups and discussing strategy and things like that over here. So that's what you want to become a verified wave maker for. So shout out to everybody in the Profit Circle. Y'all are killing it. Again, 7 days a week. This is not something that we take lightly. I'm serious about this. I'm trading all day. I'm in the Profit Circle every day. Right, before I go to bed, you guys will see me say something before I wake up. And I want to continue on what happened last week. So now last week, if you actually saw, if you did not watch last week, all right, you don't have to watch the whole entire live stream here on my channel. Right here, this video, $1 million position, I have it kind of like shortened, this one right here, where it'll show you. And this is a special day because I'm going to be showing you how to trade $1 million, a $1 million position on Breakout Prop. So that will give you the recap of what happened last week. So if you guys were here in the channel, in the show, when you saw me live win my $1 million trade, I've kind of narrowed it down to this video here, and it breaks it down for anybody who didn't see it. So share this video, give it a like as well, give it a thumbs up on the channel. It's my most recent video. Please do that because if you are a Breakout Prop trader, then you want to know what's possible, how the rules work. And I got a question today that I'm going to address right now. And then we're going to go into, my strategy that I'm talking about on the thumbnail about, I've got the $200,000 position, which you can see here. But I got a question. I'd like to address anybody in the group first because, I'm always here for everybody in the group. So if you're new to trading or if you're experienced, either way, you're welcome in the Profit Circle. So someone in the group here, let me go to the general chat, asked me this morning. Oh, shout out Uber Girl right there. Uber Girl right here in the chat. Uber Girl, join the live show, Uber Girl, if you're out there. She's got Breakout Prop set up in her car. I think it's a Tesla or something. She's got a big ass TV, and she's got it set up in there trading on the road. So check out Uber Girl. But someone asked me here and this is one of the most important things about Breakout Prop, and I want to address it right now. He asked about 5x leverage. So the way Breakout Prop works is that there's leverage built in. I want to see if I have the question on here. So you got a lot of traders, a lot of action in there. And shout out to everybody who's been in here too. Let's Trade and everybody else who's in here. Short Jackpot. It's the Wolf asked me a question though, and thank you also for the answer. So you see, if I'm not the one who is able to get to it right away, someone else will answer and help you out. So that's the other reason. Again, we all helping each other out here. So right here it says, so the 5x leverage you trade, does it have to be on 100K or 200K for it to engage? So just to make that clear, you do not need to have a $100,000 position or a $200,000 position in order to get the 5x leverage. So to be clear, in Breakout Prop, the leverage is always there. So it's default built in. You don't even see it. You can't adjust it. Whereas on Fimex is a leverage trading platform. You can adjust your leverage on any trade. Let me go back on that Tesla ticker real quick, right? So if I went on the Tesla ticker, I could show you like with zero fees. Thank you, Tesla. It's not open right now. I guess it's the weekend. But if we went over here and we wanted to put some money on it or whatever, you could address your leverage up here. Always put on isolated because cross would mean all your whole bankroll's at risk. So you can adjust the leverage. You see what I'm saying? Like you can adjust it right here. But on Breakout Prop, you don't get to adjust your leverage. You don't even see it. What you have here is your balance. Your equity is how much money you have to trade. And then, if we were just going to go enter, let's see, a Bitcoin position, one lot would be 13 grand. You need to know that this is 5 times as big. So it's 5 for Bitcoin and Ethereum. You get 5x leverage no matter how much it is. It doesn't have to be 100 grand. It could be 1,000. Doesn't matter what it is. There's always 5x leverage built in for Bitcoin and Ethereum and 2x leverage built in for everything else. And before we get into my strategy here with the $200,000 account, for if you don't want to risk $1 million every time like I did last week, I'm gonna give you the pros and cons of doing it another way. So because I don't suggest, like I said, it's not financial advice, but I also don't suggest that if it's your very first trade in Breakout Prop that you load it up and you're like, give me everything, on this first one. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna go. What is it? 14 of them. You're not going to go. Don't do $188,000 in your first trade. Okay, so we're going to get to that. And Uber Girl, I see you in the private group. She popped up in the profit circle. But join the live stream, Uber Girl. So let's see. All right, she's doing her job. She's on her job. All right, so we got Ant Skull in the house. What's going on, Ant? Thank you for the good luck wishes. Jesse, thank you for putting the YouTube video. I do want to show. I have what I think is one of my favorite Breakout Prop videos from last year. At least I called it, the thumbnail was the most important Breakout Prop video yet. This video, I break down how the leverage works, and I literally compare it to Fimex. So, I trade on both Breakout Prop and Fimex. There's 2 different purposes for them. They're not exactly competitors. They're the only prop firm I'm using right now and the only leverage trading platform I'm using right now. But like I showed you on Fimex, you get to adjust your leverage. So, you can do whatever you want to do as far as leverage is concerned, up to 100x. But also, there's a lot of tickers. They got like 1,000. I don't know how many tickers they got. They got like 1,000 tickers. You could trade damn near anything on Fimex, and they list them quick. Whereas Breakout Prop only probably has a couple hundred tickers, something like that, and you don't adjust the leverage. But of course, the difference is they will give you that upfront money to trade. So basically, how it works on Breakout Prop is that you get you get to purchase an eval. Actually, I can show you right here. So you purchase an eval, right? So right here, Pro Classic. This one I'm on right now is a Turbo, $200,000, and you purchase it right here. And then all that happens is they first give you a bankroll of 200 grand. And just so you guys know, this is an eval account, right? Because I just started it last week, or I had opened it, but I hadn't really traded on it until last week. I was waiting to do it live because I want to do the $1 million trade live right off the top. So you see, I've only traded a little bit since last week. We hit a couple wins in the profit circle later in the week after last week's show. But basically, you got to get, you want to win $18,000 before you lose 3% max drawdown, right? So, that would be $6,000 basically out of, 3% of 200 grand, right? If it was a $100,000 account, it'd be 3,000 negative, right? So, and this is what I'm leading to, what's on the thumbnail for today's show. So we got, this is because up to 90% means you check a box at the beginning so you can take more money out in the back end. But I only have to get 9% is what this means. I only have to get 9% to pass this evaluation. Once I pass, right? So once I get to $18,000, then they will give me $200,000. It's real money. It's what's called a funded account. You become a funded trader. And so everything you make after that, you can take it home. Well, you take home up to 90%. They will, when you go to withdraw, they will take out 90%. excuse me, they will take out 10%. It will be actually, they'll take out 20% unless you check a box at the beginning for the profit split. You pay extra 10% on the front end, then they'll only take out 10%. But that's real money. So, like, if you've never had $1 million to trade with before, for $11.99 or less, you get it actually for less. If you use my discount code up here, GGRF7W, for less than $11.99, you can have $1 million position. So that is the advantage of Breakout Prop. Whereas you can kind of do the same thing on Femex because you can just crank up to 100x on Bitcoin if you wanted to. But it's just your preference on which one you like to do. I had not tried the Turbo accounts because these are new. Turbo and Pro are new. Just like late last year they put them out. So that's what I'm trying to do. I kind of trade it casually. I'm not here. I'm doing a lot of stuff this whole month. I've been making a lot of videos and trying to create content and help out the group and stuff. So I'm not on here trading hardcore all day every day. I did on like Saturday, but right before last week's show. But man, I'm in and out. I can hit a lot of trades in here. Moondag. This is one of my ones right. You can see actually I hit a couple of them here. Oh, no, these are not trade history. This is orders. I have a couple open orders in Moondag if it really wants to do something crazy here. Let's see. Up here, go to Moondag. Moondag wants to bounce up to here. I'll take it. I'll take it. I don't usually like setting limit orders because I like to trade with the trend, and a limit order is by nature against the trend. I'll show you what I mean. Moondag can squeeze, as you can see, right? If Moondag goes like this, and I enter here, I'm going to be negative as soon as the trade starts. And I got to hope that it doesn't hit my stop loss before it comes back down. So generally speaking, I may be different than what you see a lot of other traders do. I like to watch it. So I've got this dotted line here, and if it hits that, it will trigger a notification to my phone and email, so I will know to watch it. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch. It goes up here. I'm going to watch and wait for this market cipher, momentum wave to kind of roll over. This is down here, market cipher B. I would wait until the momentum wave starts to roll over, and then I would enter my trade and catch it back down. That's how I would enter a short on a ticker like this. And we'll come back to that kind of strategy in a second. I'm sitting here watching it right now. But the reason why I pulled that up is because I'm doing something that I don't normally do, which is have limit orders set for Moondag. And if I scroll down like this, eventually you'll see them. They're hella high up here. You see what I'm saying? This is only a 1 minute chart, but they're high. So they would have to hit, and here's my stop loss, right? They would have to hit these. But the other thing is these are not huge positions. And that's the main thing I want to call out here. And that's what's going to lead me to the topic of this show. So this is $5,300 worth. And this is another $5,300. So I just did 2 units. 2 units. This is like if I'm asleep and Moondag wants to do a short squeeze. To me, it's worth the risk. That'd be be $11,000 or something. If I got stopped, let's see. We can open it. We can open it and see how much money I would actually lose. I wouldn't lose that much. I'd lose 988 and I would lose 706. Do I want to lose that? No, of course I don't want to lose that. But I feel like doing my technical analysis over here on this, I think that's a reasonable play. I would take my chances with that. You feel me? I would take my chances with that on this particular ticker because it likes to squeeze and it'll only squeeze for a second and I'd want to enter. But that being said, I don't normally like to trade like that. So I want to call that out because which leads to the point of the show is that I've got a $200,000 bankroll here. Okay. $200,000. That means I can lose $6,000. Would it suck to lose $700 plus $900, $980? Yeah, I'd lose $1,700. That would suck, but it wouldn't blow up my whole entire account. And that's kind of the point of today's show. Last week's show, I showed you guys how you can enter a trade, for $1 million and go for the gusto. And it worked. I won, right? No problem. If you're trading with the trend, which I was doing as I discussed it every step of the way. Again, if you haven't seen it, if you didn't watch it live, watch it on this video. This video right here. If you didn't watch it live, watching this video, it gives you like the narration. Or you can watch the whole live stream where I literally talk it out all the way through. And it was great. You know what I'm saying? We did it real time. We hit that thing. But I was looking at down here on the momentum waves of Market Cipher B. This is what I lean on heavily when I'm entering any trade. Market Cipher B. So shout out Crypto Face for inventing it because it's legit. But my point is, if you're brand new to Breakout Prop, you don't got to do a $188,000 position or $200,000 position when you first get started. In fact, I recommend that you don't. So here's the thing. The leverage is still going to be in there. It doesn't matter how much it is. If we just did 13,000, I got 200 grand. I'm only using 13K. Not that big a deal. I would probably do a position this big even if it was 100K. So 200K, 13K, not that big of a deal. Okay, you can always click protection orders, put in your stop loss, take profit, and see what it would be. You can change right down here. So I could say I do not want to lose more than $1,000. Okay, but I want to gain a 3-to-1. We'll call it a 3-to-1, and this is how many people do it. $3,000. This is like a standard thing. So now let's see. If I did that, that's like saying they're entering, this is market. So market order, it'll fluctuate where the exact price is. You can see it right here. The ticks show up right here, which is pretty cool on Breakout Prop. And you can see that this will eventually adjust a little bit. There's not much volatility going on right now. But basically, if I bought one lot, it'd be worth $13,480. And all I care about is my stop loss would be this would be a going long, but my stop buy or sell, you could switch it. It erased that when I did that. But basically, it will show how much loss will be, the pips. Let's go back. Stop loss. I don't want to lose more than $1,000, and I'm trying to gain $3,000. I'm not going to do this trade at this exact moment yet, unless you guys give me the super chats. If I get 5 super chats, I'll live trade whatever is the actual, the thing that the chat. You guys decide. If I get 5 super chats, you guys will tell me what ticker. I'll take votes on what ticker to trade, and I'll do a live trade right now. I get to pick the direction, but you guys get to pick the ticker. And I'll show you why, my whole thought process, everything like that. So that's 5 super chats, and I'm in. But anyways, this is just hypothetical here. So my point is this. I don't got to use $200,000, bro. So if I goof this up, I'm only lost $1,000. Now, I don't want to lose $1,000, but at least I'm not assed out. And if I was a brand new here, I would do even smaller, right? Like, that's not even, we don't, like, whoops. What button did I push there? I don't even want to do anything big. I would do, point just to get the feel for it. And the reason why I say that is because of the 5x built-in leverage. This is really 5 times big. So if this was $2,500, that would be 5 times that. So that would be over $1,250. So, basically, that's still a lot of money. You know what I mean? Like, if it was not your real money, if it's not your money, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the beauty of the juice whistle here. I can get $1 million position, it ain't even my own money, okay? Like, I don't lose $1,000 of my own money. So that's why I like Breakout Prop. It's not even my own money. And same with Fimex. If you do leverage trading, you put it on isolation. I got to call that out. You put it as long as it's on isolation, and then you can, increase the leverage to however high they let you create. It looks like they only let you 10x on Tesla. I have not traded yet on Fimex. But, like, that's not all of my money. That's only the money, that's the position size is bigger. So that's the point of leverage. And if if you don't have $1 million to trade with, you got to do something. But my point is, of this particular show, is that you don't have to go all in on $200K on your first time, okay? Because what happens is it moves real fast against you. And what I want to show you is this: if I went long right now, Bitcoin, $2,600, right, 0.2 lots. Remember, this is 5 times as big. My stop loss is set. When I put in minus $1,000, it sets the stop loss for me at 62,407. I could do my own TA, of course, and set the stop loss where I would want to do it. Like, let's see. Should we try a Bitcoin long? Maybe tomorrow something will go. Let's see. If I was gonna just look at this chart and I say, okay, what do I want to trade? I can do this faster than I can explain it, right? Obviously, okay. So real quick, this blue line is the weekend. It's called the CME gap up here. This shows what the price was when the weekend started. Okay, for Bitcoin. Basically, it was at 3 p.m. on Friday. So we know that we are net negative for the weekend on Bitcoin, right? Came down, bounced a couple times. What are you doing? So I personally like to start with the 1 hour. Boom. Actually, it's looking like a good time here, guys. We might enter a trade. 1 hour, got a green dot on the 1 hour. Then I would zoom into the 10. This is just my general speaking scalping trade. Then I would zoom into the 10 minute. Okay, well, I don't want to go long yet. First, I'm looking for a long because I got a green dot on the 1 hour. Then I zoom in 10 minute. Well, it would have been nice if I caught it here, but I didn't see that one there, and maybe the green dot wouldn't have been there yet. But now what I'm looking for is some kind of like this. And it might be happening right now. If this dot this dot won't turn green, but on the next green dot is when I would go long. That's how I'd be looking at a Bitcoin long right now, to be honest with you, right here, right now. And let's see. So this is what we can do. I can set an alert. So right click on this, and then you add alert on Market Cipher B, and it'll be on the 10 minute, it'll be on whatever time frame you started on, but you could also change it here if you want to. So just so this will alert me during the show, we got a green dot, and it's the small green dot for my strategy. It doesn't have to be a big green dot. Big green dot is one that's below the 60 line, when one's down here. But this ain't, oh, look, it just hit. It just hit. So let's just say you want to do it. Forget it. Why not, right? So I just went in. I missed it. Oh, you guys didn't see it. Shit. I just went in right here real quick, but I got in late. I got in after this is the 1 minute chart. I got in up here right when the thing went. I clicked it right after. I was a little too late. The point was, so I'm in a trade right now, but not a big-ass trade. I'm just in this little position. The point I was trying to show, it happened so fast. I mean, that's the thing, is why real trading, you can't even be a trading educator. You got to be ready. I was trying to enter as soon as I saw this green dot, and it literally just happened while I was talking. Did you guys see that? Shout out to the chat, but if you guys can let me know, did you see the green dot appear right when I was talking about it? So that was why I had to jump over to the other screen real quick. I didn't even have time to flip it over here, and then I went in, right? And look, I'm already up right now, right? I entered here. I tried to get in right here. I swear to God, as soon as that dot came, if I had been watching it on, I should have been watching it like this, right? Should have been watching it like this. I would have entered, and I would have been like down here. And instead, I'm up here a little bit. Not a big deal. And remember, that's why also we're not trading with an exorbitant amount of money. I'm only trading here with $2,300. Look, so right here, I'll show you how much margins used. $26.97. That ain't that much. You know what I mean? And check this out. I remember I had already had preset my stop loss or whatever. My stop loss was way down here at 62K. Now, man, I'm not trying to lose $1,000 on this little ass position. But let's take a look, right? So now you do want to set your stop loss immediately, just in case Breakout Prop decides to go into maintenance or your internet cuts out or whatever the hell is going to happen, right? I mean, it's way down here. You could just grab it and drag it up, no problem. And now, look, I only lose $120. Okay, that's fine. It's a small position is the point. My take profit probably way up here. I wouldn't even have it way up here, but let's just for reasonable purposes, just move it somewhere within range. I still haven't even done my TA yet. And the reason I haven't done my TA yet is because I'm going off of the momentum waves. And this is what I'm trying to explain to folks. There was a guy in the chat also this week who asked me about fair value gaps. Fair value gaps are something like this. When you see a big old drop, it's only the 1 minute chart, but basically there's no, it's like an empty amount of space because there's no position here. Like it would be filling a gap. Basically, it'd be a big ass gap. Trying to find a better one where it's like this. That's like a fair value gap, and people always think a lot of times these gaps will be filled. Okay, and I don't trade off of that, and I'll tell you why. I trade off momentum because he was like, "How do you know if it's not going to come back down and fill the gap?" It's like you don't know. That's the short answer. So for all the videos and stuff out there that teach you how to trade fair value gaps, I'm not saying you shouldn't watch them. You shouldn't learn. Hell, I watched them and learned. But, I don't need them. I don't need that information. For me, it's just noise. I'm trading here on the momentum waves. That's my system because, to me, ever since I was trading stocks, I knew that everything goes in momentums. And, we can do our TA on the lines here all we want, just like I did on Moondeck, right? Like I had to, how did I determine this? It's because I was like, well, Moondeck, this is the point where they ran out of buyers. If it wants to squeeze up to here again, to me, risk versus reward, I'll enter here or here, and hope we don't get any higher. Just on that one trade. Again, I don't usually like to trade like that, but that's the thought process. Whereas what I just did right now wasn't based upon that. It was based upon the momentum waves down here. So let's just see. We enter something early in the show so we can let it ride, right? Let's see what happens. Just so you know, okay, so how am I supposed to know when I get out? I am not relying upon my stop loss to get out of this trade, okay? And this is very important. I don't want to lose money. Just because I have a stop loss doesn't mean I want it to get hit, okay? That's not what I'm going for. I just have it here as a sanity check that says if I F this up or I go to sleep or, whatever, the power goes out, I'm only going to lose $86. I just moved it up to here. And I'll tell you why. Just real quick, just for the sake of, protecting myself, I just want it below this last swing wick low. In fact, matter of fact, I'll even bring it up. This is a pretty small position, $64. It's like nothing, bro. I've got 200 grand, right? I can lose 6,000 before I'm breached. But basically, the point is just to get used to this. I'm glad we did this because this is a 5x leverage Bitcoin trade. So the way it manifests is that you see it here. So on trade history, you see it on your fees. Your fees are going to be 5 times bigger because you'd be like, why am I paying $5.40 commission on a position that's only $2,600? Remember, it's 5 times as big. So this would only be $1.97, or this would only be like 95 cents or whatever. But because you're getting 5 times as big, now this would be $1.04, not quite 5 cents. Basically, but because it's 5 times as big, your commission is 5 times bigger. This is, again, just over $12,500 and closer to $13,000 of a position size. Let's just do it on Fimex real quick. Go to Bitcoin. If I was going to go to Bitcoin, I'll show you. Bitcoin. If I was going to put in a position that was $26.96, and then we're going to put the leverage on 5x leverage. Am I in the damn right contract? Why is the short not showing up? I'm not on the right one. Perp margin? Why is that not the right one? Oh. know why it doesn't say I have any money. I just had money. Not really sure why that's not showing that one. But basically, are they not giving me the... I must not be on the right ticker. Futures. What the hell? I just had money in there when I was on this ticker. What's going on? Got cash right here. What the heck? Oh, this is nice. 99%. How is this not the ticker? Okay, I know. Looks like it's working now. Okay, there's the money. There's a lot of tickers, and some you got to make sure you're on the right one. 26.96. So if I was gonna open the long here, let's see what the let's just do it. Let's see what the fees would be, right? Want to show me the fees without having to actually do it? I'm only on, I didn't put the right leverage in there first. I'm on 50x leverage. I have to go down. I do big leverage when I'm trading Bitcoin. I haven't done a 5x leverage trade on Bitcoin in a long time. Okay, so if I open the long, so the cost would be $542. I know why. I would need the cost to be, so in Breakout Prop, the cost would be $26.96, and then your size would be 5 times bigger. That's how it would appear on like, you don't even see it on Breakout Prop. That's the difference, really. So basically, I was trying to showcase how the fees are, why they're 5 times higher. They wouldn't be that big if it was on here. So actually, I'll do it, right? So I'll just do one. Let's see. If I open the long, let's just do it. If I open the Bitcoin long, the fees that they charged me was only $1.61. So it wasn't even the full, this was, so obviously it says my position is 26.96, but it's not, I don't know exactly why what the decimal point is off, but basically this one is $5 and this one is $1 and some change. You feel me? So that shows you that this position, this is a $26.96 position on Fimex, but on Breakout Prop, same thing, right? But the fees are 5 times higher. But what you're going to notice is as it moves, I'm getting a lot faster movement on the P&L. Like I'm already down $9 and it's barely moved, right? It's only moved from, like, my entry was, fill price is 67, and the current price, show us the current price. Oh, well, we can see the current price right here is 67,408. That's only 408. There's only 67,439. So you can see that you're getting higher fees, whereas here I'm not down only $1, and that was like, I'm green. Excuse me, I'm green 64 cents. So basically the point is, I'm sorry, I went over to Fimex, comparing the two. Over to Fimex, you can see that, the percentages, it's a much smaller movement than over here on Breakout Prop. So we're in a Breakout Prop long and it's going against me. So here's the thing. I'm not paying attention to my trade like I'm supposed to. I need to be looking at TradingView. And I want to see, I got the red dot. So I should be getting out here. According to my strategy, I need to get out as soon as that 10-minute red dot appears. So I got to take this one on the chin. I got to close it. I should have closed it when I was down $6. I didn't see it because I was I was doing the other trade. So, I'll close this one. Market close. Because I don't want to go long against a red dot. So I just closed it. I didn't show. I closed it on this one, and I closed it on Fimex as well. I don't want to go long if I got a 10-minute red dot. And the reason for that is this tells me the momentum's pointing down. I don't know how low this is going to go. Oh, let me go right here. I don't know how low this is going to go. So you see that red dot appeared right there? Can you see that red dot right there? That red dot made it so that it tells me on the 10-minute the momentum's going down. I'm not going to fight that red dot because I don't know how low price is going to go. And that's the beauty of my trading strategy as opposed to people who draw lines on the price chart. I guarantee you that this is 80% of the cake and this is just the frosting. Anytime I see someone doing TA up here without this down here, I just kind of tune it out. I don't even care anymore. If you're not going to show me nothing on the oscillator, I don't believe you. This is fortune telling up here. If all you're doing is lines up here, you can't even tell me what direction price is going to go in. How the hell do I know your little lines are going to work? So I got to start down here, and then we use the lines to give us targets to say things like, okay, Bitcoin got this high on the weekend. So what I'll do is I'll put in a long position. And I'll say if I were going to enter here, I might say, okay, well, I want to take profit when it gets to like here. But I want to cut my losses when it gets to like here. And I could say that was a risk to reward of 5 to 1. Not bad, you know. That could be a realistic play, or maybe you want to be a little more conservative, or maybe you have multiple take profits. You can say, look, I'll take profit here, here, and here. Something like that, you know. But I'm not going to enter. I could leave this on the screen, and there's nothing wrong with it. Like I said, this is 20% where you draw your name on the frosting. I'm a hell of a artist up here. Boom. Okay, check it out. The red dot disappeared. So even though we're in the 10-minute chart, still the 10-minute candle, the red dot disappeared. It didn't print. It was printing. So according to my strategy, I would re-enter. That's what I would do, because this 10-minute red dot was fake. It won't print until you see that. I'm going on real time when it shows up. So chat, let me know if you're following me here, because I know I'm going through this kind of fast because I'm trying to trade in real time. My brain is seeing all this real fast. I know not everybody maybe is keeping up, but if you've been following me, you might kind of start getting a feel for why I'm doing that. So technically, I should be re-entering the trade right now. So let's just do it. Why not? Why the hell not? Let's go back in. This wasn't a lot of money. So I didn't really lose that much, right? So I'm going back in. I lost $14 plus the fees, $25. I mean, that kind of sucks. But, like, you know, we're hoping to make a lot more than that. You know what I'm saying? I was going, you know, if we did want to put, so let's do the protection orders. You double click on it here. Boom. Who's in the chat? Let's see. Frosting piqued your interest. Yeah. So here's the cake. So let me show you the difference between the cake and the frosting. Oh, shit. I'm supposed to get out of the trade. The red dot came back. Got to get out. Let me get back. 10-minute red dot. Cancel. Before I lose any money. Close the position. So you just lost the trading fees. Okay. So back to this. So if you were making a cake, right? Everyone loves looking at the frosting and licking your fingers and all that shit. But a cake ain't a cake without the cake part. You know what I'm saying? Got to have the cake part down here. The frosting is up here. And the frosting is still part of the cake. You still need it, but it's only like 20% of the cake. Cake, you don't even need frosting. You can still enjoy cake. I don't know anybody who eats frosting without cake, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's impossible or that you couldn't do it. But what ends up happening is you start leaning too heavy on the frosting and you're going to get a stomach ache. All right? So yeah, there's enough frosting to go around here, but we're going to just keep it on the individual right here. See, it went away again. The red dot went away again. So I'd want to enter again. And this is where it gets annoying on the strategy, right? Because you're gonna get fees. You're gonna eat to death on these stupid ass fees, right? But I'm gonna stick to it. And let's see. I'm kind of glad this is happening. So let's see what happens. Same position size, right? I didn't increase my enter. Same position size. I didn't increase my position. I just went back in. Same position. Like, what the hell is going on, right? A lot of sideways chop. So the most annoying part about the strategy is that you're going to get fees, and they're going to suck. But if you catch the move in your favor, you're going to make it all back. And let's just say, let's say my first take profit, remember I said was about here on this blue line. If we're looking at TradingView, which I got on the double screen, this blue line, the weekend line. So let's say here, if I did that, I'll put an alert right there, right? This is roughly 67,783. Go back to Breakout Prop. What's going on, All Set? How you doing, man? 67,783. So we got to put in a stop loss. Let's just we got to put in some kind of stop loss just so we don't lose our money. So projected loss was, we'll say it's $60, right? Whatever. Got to have something. Just in case the computer crashes, right? So yeah, just below here. Okay, no problem. Now, let me go back to this real quick. Go back to this screen so you guys can see both. If I want to take profit right here on the weekend, it'd be 67,790. So let's see what that would be. How much money I would make. 60, so you can put in the take profit. 67,790. That'd be $79 if I was going to do that. Okay. Remember, that was TP1. I would be going, I'd be going for a higher amount, but in reality, I would just be trading these waves down here in Market Cipher B. This is just a marker, just to give me an idea, just to give me a target. Servando, what's going on, man? Pump the likes, chat. Thank you. Thank you, All Set. Real quick, tell me again. I know you guys were here last week. What country are you from? What city are you from? Ant Skull, I'm not sure if I've seen you before. Let us know where you're from so we can make sure, give you a shout out to your hometown there. So this is what I'm looking at here. Okay, so my first idea of a take probably $79. So like what I'm saying, that was just my first idea. So that makes up these losses. They suck, right? It sucks. But I'm looking for a move that as long as we got this 1 hour here, that means I'm looking for a bullish move here. Now, granted, I would be happier if the 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, I would be happier if the larger trend was still at my back. It is not, okay? I'm not going to sit and pretend like I'm super bullish right now. I'm not doing that. I'm just jumping the scalping strategy because we're here live and I see an opportunity and let's see if we can make some money. But this is a tough one, right? We're going against these bigger time frames. These are telling me things are going to the downside. I'm not extraordinarily optimistic. However, as long as we got this 1 hour dot here, I'm confident I won't get wrecked. I'm trading with the 1 hour trend, but on the 10-minute wave. So I'm trading with the higher time frames of 1 hour, and the 10 minutes got my back. Now, it kind of sucks that the 2 hours not green, 3 hours not green, sure, but these are not going to happen until this happens. So you're going to get a green dot on the 1 hour before the 2 hour comes. So, maybe this is the bottom. I don't know. But the reason why I'm not trying to set this take profit is because I don't know, right? This ain't going my favor. So I'm just trading off the momentum waves. That is my approach. If you ever see Cash Cuvée trade, that's my general premise. It doesn't mean I cannot do just, these type of trades. Set it, forget it. We just walk away. Whatever happens, happens. I lose some money. I don't. Fine. And you know what? You might say, I like trading like that better because I don't have to worry about all these punk-ass fees, okay? But what I'm ultimately doing is protecting my downside, right? Sure, I lost net $35. It sucks, but I didn't lose nearly as much as if I walked away, and then that's still not as much as if I lost, $60, right? So I'm hoping it goes my way because I'm trading with the trend. And, more times than not, trading with the trend's a good thing. At least I'm not going to lose as much money. That is the main point. Now, here's the thing. I trade in and out of the 10 minutes. Oh, it's red. I got to get out. I trade in and out of it, though, until the 1 hour dot came. In the next 1 hour dot, which would be red, right? You never go two of the same color in a row. So technically, I got to get out of this. I'm failing over here. Close it. This is not good. Not a good time to do this strategy right now, and this is not even my favorite ticker to do it on. I don't usually do it on Bitcoin, but whatever. It's not going my way at the moment. Again, this is also why I'm trading with a small amount of money, right? I don't have $1 million on it. I got 200 grand. This little shit. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me pull it back. Breakout. This little money right here ain't shit compared to when you got $200,000. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of the point. Okay. I mean, I could use a bigger size, but I don't want to do that right now. I'm getting chopped to death right now. Not ideal. And this doesn't always happen. In fact, I wouldn't even usually do it on a ticker like Bitcoin on a weekend. It's too flat for me. Usually I would be picking a ticker that shows more volatility, to be honest with you. This has been pretty flat, right? Whatever. We're not scared. We ain't going to be scared. It's a little bit of money. But I'm still leaning on this 1 hour green dot. You're going to have to show me. But I'm not in the trade. So I'm not losing anything now. You see what I'm saying? I'm out of the trade right now. What am I losing? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay to start Breakout Prop. Even if you got 200 grand, it's okay to just trade a little bit of money. Get a feel for it. See what the trading fees are like. See what the volatility is like. Let me put it on this one because I do need to be able to watch. I'm going to jump back in and go long again if this turns green. So here's what I was saying before, and then it happened before I had a chance. You right-click on this. You set the alert. You say I want a shallow green dot, a small green dot right here. And then it will now give me an alert if this dot shows up here. Let me go back to trading view. You right-click on it. Add alert, small green dot, and then I hit create, and it's going to make an alert. It's going to alert me, and then, it'd be, what did I pick? It's going to hit me once per bar. I don't even want it once per bar. Let's try. Let's say once only. Okay, you can go up here and you can change your. So I made the other one. Let's see. I could delete this last one. So I still have this one, blue wave crossing up, right? So 10-minute, once only. Next time it happens, I'll get an alert, and then I'll re-enter the trade. You see what I'm saying? So right now you want to go make a sandwich or something, and maybe you need to watch it, but it looks like it might be coming. Boy, they're really trying to get me here. Let's see. I bet you this happens. Let's see. As soon as this alert comes, let's see. Put this like this. That looking like I want to come. If it does come, I want to enter. See, I got two screens here. Let me see. Okay. Let's see here. It's not coming. I'm still looking here. Let me see what else I was going to talk about while we wait for this. Basically, you got to have your finger on the trigger. Let's see. Oh, so yeah, I told you about the TradFi tickers. Again, if you're new to Fimex, you can trade TradFi on there for free. So gold, silver, and the precious metals on Fimex, and also TradFi, meaning traditional finance. So like we put in Tesla or whatever. I know it's the weekend, so they don't bring out. See 0% fees. You see it right up here, 0 fees. So create a Fimex account with my link here, or my invite code, GMMNX5, and then you will get free access to my private group, the Profit Circle, on the premium side, but also you get special perks and bonuses. And it'll streamline the process so you can get an account open in like minutes. And so also now you don't have to pay any fees when you trade on these TradFi products. So that's pretty cool. I think people should try to take advantage of that because it was easy for me. I didn't have to transfer money out of this and put it back into a stock brokerage account and all that shit. It's right here from your normal crypto trading account. So that's pretty cool. And then also same with the precious metals, right? If I click on my gold position, 0 fees, right? So that makes trading a lot easier. Also, this is my referral code. So if you use it, I may earn a commission, GMMNX5, but you can also get access to the Profit Circle. So if you're just joining, the Profit Circle is my Discord group where we help each other win, okay? And so in the group, we have the general chat where anybody can go in there, but if you become a verified wave maker, which is what I was talking about by using my Fimex code, then you get access to the market analysis channel where we're going to discuss the trade setups, and we also post trade setups in real time in future trades. So it's not just me. There's other traders in there. Shout out to all the wave makers. And anybody who can come in here and see this stuff, you get to try it for free for 1 month if you use my invite code to sign up. And if you're a contributing member and you are someone who's going to be helping other people and posting your setups and stuff like that, then the next month, if I see your activity, I'm going to give you a free month. You're not going to be charged. So just join the group and help contribute, and then boom, you're in. So yeah, here's future trades. We're going to show the trade setup, so it's not too clogged in there. And then you come over to market analysis, and then some of the trades we don't have time to put in the other group. We just be like, I'm into this trade, and then we talk about it in here. So that's definitely something that I want everybody to join because I'm in there 7 days a week. I only do the show once a week, but if you like trading, then you want to definitely join the Profit Circle because we're in there a lot. Let's check the poll real quick. Been on 46 minutes. So how often do you trade? The poll says 78% of the people say more than once a week. That's kind of a lot. You know what I'm saying? Most of y'all trade many times a week, so that's day trading usually, right? Once a week, okay, only 6%. A few times a month, 11%. Less than once a month, 6%. So that's pretty cool, and the Profit Circle is short-term trading. And the reason why I like short-term traders is because we're held accountable in real time. You see what I'm saying? Like this ain't something that you could just say. All these people on crypto Twitter and stuff who just like, oh my God, like in 6 months, Bitcoin's going to 250,000. You got 6 months. It takes 6 months to find out if they're full of shit or not. In the Profit Circle, I can't lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I got to keep it real. You're going to see in real time if I'm full of shit. You're going to know by tomorrow. You know what I mean? So I have to be honest, not just about if I won or lost, but like my whole thought process. How did I set this up? Why was I thinking this? That's how you actually learn. You learn something, It's not just somebody, spouting out for the mouth for no fucking reason. So no moon boys in the group. Okay, look at this. The red dot disappeared down here, so I'm going in. Going along. Let's do it. Back in. See if we can get a run here. This flat, I hate trading off a flat like this because you never know what's going to happen. I feel like there's always a head fake down before it goes up or a head fake up before it goes down, But we're in. Technically we are in right now. So I'm up $2.16 right now. All right. Let's see. Let's hope this is the big one. Let's hope that this trend finally, and it's hard to catch this knife, right? It's hard to catch this falling knife down here. You feel me? But this is just a rough target. Remember, I'm not really going by this. Let me lock it in here. This is a ballpark, But my main trade is I'm looking at the 1 hour down here, the cake. And then this would be some frosting that we take a look at, some targets, some alerts. But really, I'm zoomed into the 10-minute. And so here's the thing, too, by the way, and this is important. You don't have to keep it on the 10-minute, right? So if we go over here on TradingView, I'm looking at it. I can zoom into the 5-minute, right? Or the 1 minute, whatever. I'm looking at everything below the 10-minute. Like you're not going to have a red dot on the 10-minute before the 1 minute. So I can sit here and watch the 1 minute. Now, I'm not going to panic if the 1 minute gives me a red dot, but I don't need to worry about it. It ain't going to happen before a green dot. Before a 3 minute or before a 5 minute or before a 9 minute or before a 10 minute, right? So now that I'm in, which I am, I can just have it on the 1 minute and I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling right now. So again, we could set an alert. Let's say I'll set an alert Right now it says on the 1 minute because it's the same as chart. But I want to set an alert on the 5 minute to tell me if we get a small red dot, because this is what would alert me to get the hell out of the trade, okay? And a 5 minute is going to come before 10 minutes. So now I'll get that alert. And you can see up here, I have some of my alerts. But basically, pull that back up. Basically, I know that I need to have 1 minute. Like, I'm not going to panic if there's no 1 minute red dot. I'm not going to panic if there's a 3 minute red dot. But if I get an alert that a 5 minute red dot comes up, okay, I better get back to my computer and get my finger on the trigger. You feel me? I better do that and be ready, because if I see a 10 minute come or I really start seeing price action going against me, like I know it's about to come, I'll close the short and take my profit. Okay. But right now, we good. We all Gucci. I'm not worried about this little candle right now. Right. 1 minute does not have a red dot. I know one is coming because I could tell. I've been watching price action long enough to know. Market cipher B is going to give me a red dot here in the next 36 seconds, but not really a big deal. So I'll be looking for the 3 minute next. So let's just look at this real quick. I'm going to show you guys how this wraps up here, how this rolls up. All right, let's see. So right now, technically, I'm about break even on the trade down $1.54 again. This kind of sucks, this sideways chop. It is what it is. And this is honestly not the best time to do the strategy. Okay, so yeah, we got the 1 minute red dot. Let me pull back this up. 1 minute red dot. So now I'll look at the 3 minute. Looking at the 3 minute, and I'm not going to panic until the 3 minute red dot comes. And even then, I'm not going to panic, but it's not looking so great for me right now. But again, nothing to panic. I'm not getting wrecked. And that's the most important thing. You don't want to blow the whole damn account. Who cares if you lose a few bucks on a $200,000 account? We're trying to catch a big move in a short amount of time. And these moves happen, right? You can see this waterfall would have been a nice one. Like if you were on this, let's see, the 10 minute here. If you were trading, you would have been going. So this is what would have happened. Let me show you on the previous, earlier in the weekend, right? If we were on the 1 minute chart, the 1 hour chart. Here's the 1 hour chart. The last red dot on the 1 hour chart happened here. Okay, so this was a pretty big drop here. You would have missed the first part of the move, but somewhere, I'm assuming at the top, near the top of this candle, I would have to see it in real time to know. Somewhere in the top of this candle, we caught a red dot here on the 1 hour. If we were watching it or we had an alert set, I would zoom in. Oh, let me see what hour that was real quick. This was 5 a.m. today. So if I go here now, so now where was 5 a.m. today? 5 a.m. today, it was this candle right here. Check it out. Check this out. 5 a.m. was here. This candle. So I don't know exactly the moment that the 1 hour red dot came, but it came somewhere before here. You know what I mean? We know that much. So it probably came about here. Just me knowing market cipher. Probably on this candle is where the 1 hour red dot came. If we had entered on that 1 hour red dot, we would have caught this move down. You know, this 10 minute red dot, we would have rode it all the way down to here. We would have got out, would have re-entered right here on this candle, would have rode it down to here. Somewhere on this candle would have got back out, probably made a little bit of profit, not a lot, but we would have caught those big moves. We wouldn't have lost anything. We wouldn't have gotten punched in the face on this one. We could have got in back right here. We went against this kind of sucked, but boom, what would have happened was then we would have got in back right here, and we would have caught this move down right here, and we would have got out somewhere right here. So you're making small gains, but you're never taking any big losses. And then eventually you catch one of those big ones that go big in your favor, boom, and then you make up for all the little trading fees that you're down, all the little nonsense that's annoying. Technically, we're still green on the 9 minute. I'm looking at this right here. Still got a green dot on the 9 minute. Oh, red dot on the 10 minute. Boom. Man, this is not our day right now. Not our day. So let me get out. I don't trust it. Kind of sucks. Not our day right now. But again, we haven't gotten wrecked. Let me tell you this another way. In trading, especially on breakout prop, like since I developed my scalping strategy, I have never gotten death by 1,000 cuts. Meaning, I have never gotten breached because I was getting whacked on trading fees. It's never happened to me. Not once. I have gotten breached before, and that was when I tried to hold a sinking ship while it went all the way down, kind of like price is doing right now, right? Because if I had stayed in, this would keep going against me, keep going. Ain't no telling where it's going to stop. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, then you will get breached. Look at over here on this ticker. This ticker's APT is shit in the bed, right? So what you're doing is, with the strategy is, you're protecting your downside, almost overly cautious, to the point that you never get smacked too hard. As long as you're out, as long as you don't try to hold anything longer than a 10-minute dot on market cipher B, nothing catastrophic is going to happen. You're never going to get fully wrecked. That is what I learned by watching these so many hours a day, the momentum waves. It sucks on the fees. You're like, oh, this is annoying, right? But I'm telling you, it's better than getting breached on one big trade, okay? And I would apply that even if this was the $1 million position. Same exact thing. Same exact thing. And even right now, see, I'd be down even more right now, but I got out. So I stopped myself from getting wrecked. And again, it sucks that we got these little fees, but it's not wrecking me. Nothing major is happening to me. As soon as I get back in, because you can see, if this little shit cost me $7.70 on the closed P&L, we're not gonna count the $10 on the fees real quick. But if this little move was $7.70, you can tell that if we had caught this move, that's like over $100 or something. That'd be a couple $100 or something like that, And then that's when eventually those start adding up. And again, this is not like get rich overnight, but what it's doing is avoiding you so you never lose. You never take any big L's. And if you're using a bankroll of $200,000, like if I want to up this position, right? So let's if I really did want to go a little bit bigger, let's say I just did one, right? And I wanted to go in again, like this position is going to be much bigger. So now same idea. I'm going to go back to TradingView and I'm going to look at the 5-minute. I'm going to see if I want to cheat ahead or not. But basically I want to see if this 5-minute turns green before. I'm not going in on the 10-minute yet because this is not going in my favor. But I know a 5-minute will show up first. So I don't even need to watch the 10-minute anymore. Once the move has been made, I'm going back. I'm zooming back down this one. Like it ain't going to happen before 1 minute. Right now the 1 minute is not even green. So we can safely wait. We can confidently wait. Like I'm not trying to guess on the price chart here. I'm just looking down here at Market Cipher B and I can see what's happening. So first we need a 1 minute. I mean, it looks like this is just sideways crap for God knows how long. Let's see if there's anything else I want to make sure I talk about today. Any questions in the chat, man? Y'all been real. Any questions in the chat? You feel me? Is there anything you guys want to know today? In specific, I addressed what was in the profit circle. I do want to show you gold versus silver. So gold is popping, by the way. I am going to bring that up real quick because I called this out for show a few shows ago. Okay, look at the daily on gold. So we had this parabolic move that I called out in the profit circles like, you guys, somebody take some profit. We're right here on this down, like, take some profit. It's like, Jesus Christ. But gold was not, silver dropped 40% a day. So that was the one that I was like, you guys got to take profit. And whoever didn't got wrecked. Now, it dropped 40 freaking percent. If you use the ruler tool, you can see boom to boom in 1 day. That's crazy. Down all the way down to here. 41% in a day. So, gold is less volatile and stronger than silver. So I'm out of my silver position. I got stopped out somewhere like when this wick came. But I'm still in my gold position, which is a smarter play. As you can see, silver is not recovered as strong as gold. And I'm trading this. You could trade these on Fimex as well. So gold is the stronger play if you're bullish on the precious metals. It's the safer play, I should say, if you're bullish. I'm in gold right now. Not mad at it. I'm winning right here. You see I'm green as hell. I'm up about 100% on 10x leverage. That's pretty damn good. So that's why I did want to show that, though. Gold has proven to be stronger because I called it out back over here. Called it out back over here, and again, I was proven right. So, I don't really know what to tell y'all other than I've been reading these markets like a damn book. If you want to follow my moves or ask me questions in real time, 7 days a week in the Profit Circle, hit me up, man. That is the private Discord right here. Anything you want, man. I'm available a lot in here. I spend probably too much time in here, but I always want to help folks out. And also, I want to start some webinars for brand new traders. And I keep on saying that, but it's harder to get set up than you think, because that's going to take like a curriculum and stuff, right? What we're doing here on the show today is kind of just like what's been going on in the markets, and real-time trading. And all you guys, for most of y'all, I think you guys know how to trade pretty good, So I'm like kind of just jumping in the middle here. But if somebody was brand new, they don't know exactly how candles work and all that kind of stuff, I want to help. I want to give an opportunity to help out some new folks as well. So that's why I want to do some webinars and help those folks out. So let's see what we got here. Let me go back to the 10-minute real quick. So I'm going to wrap up the show here in a second. Yeah, it's still red. So that's a good thing, right? I didn't jump in here yet. It's still red. I didn't jump in here yet. I'm looking breakout prop. I didn't lose, right? We were down from where I got out. You see, I don't know. This trend might keep turning down, right? I'm like, this is not looking too good for the longs, to be honest. I mean, I've got a bearish bias this whole time anyways. I hate going long when the live show comes because I'm usually bearish. I'm usually always shorting. If you're in the profit circle, you see me. I'm usually looking for short. I'm looking to sell rips more than buy dips. That is for show. So like, I got a lot of alerts, more alerts you can see here on these shit coins like this one, one of my favorite ones. Oh, if this gets squeezed up again, I will short the hell out of this one, okay? This yellow line is the 5-day moving average. And you see I even have it on Breakout Prop. This ticker's on the right-hand side right here, ready to go, ready to go. I've got Moondeg here. And here's the thing. You can have as many of these opens as you want, except for what ends up happening is your memory and your browser will slow it the hell down. So a lot of times I'll say if you want to enter a trade, I'll say refresh the page one time. So you make sure you're not seeing a lag or anything like that. Refresh the page before you enter a trade. If it's really lagging, it's probably because you got too many charts open. Because I used to trade, I had like 8 of these open. I'm trading 8 shit coins at a time, you know? I'd have hell of these open at one time. So I kind of cut it down. I have like a few open right now. If I'm not using them, I'll close them. That's what I'm looking at here, right? So anyway, that's pretty much all I got today. I mean, gosh, should I enter this Bitcoin long? What y'all think? Chat, wake up, chat. Let me know. What do you think? Should I go for something here, man? Should we just do a traditional trade where I don't actually watch the momentum waves? I just enter something and maybe honor the thing here, this widget here, and say, you know what? We're just going to put something in. We're going to go for it. You feel me? Oh, appreciate you, Matt. I'm glad that you like the stream, man. You know, I'm always going to keep it real with y'all. Everything I'm doing on here is always, you know, real talk. I'm not one of them ones who come up here with a bunch of nonsense. I'm not a great charlatan salesman type. I'll just tell you, I just keep it 100 about what I'm seeing in the markets in real time and how I'm going to approach it because every situation is different. You feel me? Servando, no to what? Don't enter. He's saying stick with the strategy, I think is what he's saying. Servando, you're saying stick with the strategy. Don't just enter one for the sake of trying to have something, right? You're right. Don't trade out of boredom. It's a recipe for disaster. I'm looking at this 1 hour, and naturally I would assume that this would take a while to roll over. You feel me? I would assume that this would not happen right away. When you have, this is what I was saying before, because this is how it works with the momentum waves. These bigger time frames pointing down, it's like a wave in the ocean. They're all pointing down. You see the pointing down, pointing down, pointing down. For the 1 hour wave to fight up, it's not as strong as a 2 hour, as a 3 hours. So it doesn't have the same power to go up to the upside. That's why going long here would not be my preference. I'm trying to see if I could catch something. Now the good news is having it here means I didn't get wrecked hella quick, right? I got burned on some break-even trades. You know what I mean? That kind of sucks. But that's just some little trading fees. You know, that's not really breaking my $200,000. You know what I'm saying? A little double-digit losses, $10. You know, $18, right? Yeah, he says no long. Yeah, I appreciate you, Fernando. And so, you know, I would not be looking for a long tradition. If I was for sure I was just kind of doing it to try to show you guys an example here, but I would not be trying to go longer. I would prefer to get some momentum at my back. You know, let's see. I mean, let's get a 1 hour, let's get a 2 hour. You know, let's start to see some wind at my back. And then what happens is you finally get a 4 hour, and this is what would happen, right? By the time a 4 hour comes, we already have gotten some movement. So you'd be like, oh, I missed the beginning. Okay, perhaps. But what ends up happening is there's always a retracement. There's always a pullback. And that's when you then you can zoom into the 1 hour, and then what will happen is the 1 hour go like this, and then we enter here. You get what I'm saying? And then that would be, if I could make it a little more exact, it would go, let's say, if I was going to follow this little trajectory, right, it would go like this, and then back down to here, and then it would come back up. And I would try to enter here, and then this would come like that. And that would be, now I've got some of the other momentum going my direction. That would be the better trade to take longer. Get some more waves at your back. The 1 hour is my strategy here for shorting. For scalping. But like, if you really wanted to say, okay, I think a bigger move is coming, you need some bigger time frames to have your back. You know, just like when you're looking for bullish and bearish divergences. If they happen on a bigger time frame, it's going to be a way bigger move than if it's on a shorter time frame. And again, there's nothing I can tell you that can teach you more than experience. You just got to sit here and watch it. The more you watch them, the more you realize how big of a move may come depending on how big the divergence is. Don't expect a home run off of a 10-minute diversion or one minute diversion, you know? Okay, look, we got the alert. Oh, it's behind me. You guys can't see the shit. Let me see here. The alert popped up. Let me show you guys real quick. The alert was under here. This alert down here at the bottom. You see down here? This popped up. So that popped up. And then what's going on, Sessions? My man Sessions in the house. Freestyle King literally broke the world record for the world's longest freestyle. It took hours, days, and shit. Okay, but I'm trying to teach my man here how to trade. So thanks for jumping in, Sess. Well, I'm getting here ready to wrap it up here. I'm glad you jumped in. But look, we got the alert. So basically, what that was telling me the 10-minute. Oh, we got the 10-minute green dot. You see, We got the 10-minute green dot. This choppiness sucks. It doesn't always look like this. You could tell it. Usually get a little more action than this. Bitcoin is flat right at the end of the day. But theoretically, what I would be doing here is I would be jumping back in the trade. So if I get, let's do it. I missed the beginning, which sucks because it would have been nice to catch it last minute. But that's all right. Let's just do it, right? Fuck it. Stick to the strategy. I'm late. Still late. Explaining shit. Oh, I did the bigger position, by the way, too. I'm at 13,000. So 13,000 times 5 is whatever the hell that is on math. Who can do my math out there? 13,000 times 5 is how big of a position in real money. All right, on says, she says he'll rewatch the show. That's a good idea. So at the beginning, too, session, if you ever want to trade stocks, Fimex has stocks, too. And there's 0% fees on stocks. That's what I was showing earlier. No fees on the stocks. So like, and on the precious metals. Here's my gold trade. I'm up 98%. 0 fees on trading gold and silver at precious metals. 6,500. What's 6,500? Is that the price of Bitcoin? What are we talking about? 6,500. What's 6,500? So 65,000. Excuse me, 65,000. Is that the price of Bitcoin? I'm not sure. But anyways, I'm in the trade. I'm in the trade right now because we got the green dot right here. Again, it kind of sucks that it happens this much. Oh, 13,500. Thank you. Forgot the mathematics. Session knows mathematics. I'm 60. So I'm in a $65,000 position right now in Bitcoin. Okay, that's what I'm in. Let me put in my stop loss, like I keep telling you guys. I always want to have a stop loss, even something, just something. It doesn't matter what, just anything. It could be real low. I can just say minus $500 just for a second. Just get it on the screen. It's way down here. I don't really want to lose $500 in this trade. I probably want to move it just below this. Let me show you on breakout prop. Sorry, breakout prop. This is the last big swing wick low. This is the 1 minute chart on breakout prop. Okay. This is the 10-minute chart on Fimex. Let me pull them both so you can see. This is the 10-minute chart on Fimex, meaning every candle is 10 minutes. On breakout prop, it's 1 minute. So every candle is 1 minute. So right here, this was at 9:36 a.m. where this last swing wick low is. So 9:36 a.m., about 9:30, see down here. So I'm looking at 2 screens. But on the bottom screen now, we're looking at on Trading View, 9:36 is here. So my stop loss is going to be just below this last big swing wick low. Let's see what that would be. So I can grab it here on breakout prop, move it up a bit. Let me show you here. You can literally just grab it and move it. So I'm going to grab it and move it right to this last swing wick low. Because if it breaks below that, then the trend is for showdown, right? But that would cost me $299, right? So right there, again, out of 200,000 is not that much. Kind of sucks. But I'd still rather have it there than not have it because you can lose a hell of a lot more. In reality, I'm watching the momentum wave, so I will be out a lot sooner than that. I won't be losing $300 in this trade. We see how quick. You know, the good thing about today's show is that we saw how quick the dots appear based upon how big the candles are. So we know, realistically, the most I'm going to lose is just some little amount of money. I'm not going to lose $300. $300 would be way down here, and this is on the $65,000 position too, right? Because I just entered a bigger position. So the actual money that we would lose, I'm not even going to let it get down here because if I got out when this turned red, the lowest it would be would be right here. So you don't ever get wrecked. You see what I'm saying? But if we can catch a couple of these big green candles here to get us up to here, let's see, 67,683. Let's see what would happen if, let me go back to breakout prop, right? So to get into, so in breakout prop, you double click your position up here, just double click it. So it shows me my stop loss, right? Even though I know I'm not going to lose $299, I'm going to get out sooner than that. This is like a sanity check, just in case the computer dies or something, like it'll get me out. But my take profit, I said, what was it, 67.7? Sorry, let me go back real quick. 67.7. 67. Oh yeah, 67,790 was the blue line, the weekend line. I'm looking at Trading View. This blue line right here is the weekend line where the weekend started for Bitcoin. So that was my first just ballpark take profit one. Try, and plus you can see it rejected off of here. So let's say a little below that, which is where my hashtag is. So 67,783. So I'm gonna come here, take profit. Let's just see how much money that would be. 67,783. That would be $347 that I would win. And that would make up for all these little silly trading fees. Oh, gosh. This screen here. I'll go back real quick. Double check that. 367,783 would make up for all these little trading fees here if that goes without another red dot happening. Okay? So let's see. So in reality, I don't even want to lose this much money, right? I'm really going to play it safe here because there's no point. Minus 157 would be right here. And that's fine. You know, that's fine. That's like a sanity check. If I go to the bathroom or something, and all of a sudden you get a waterfall out of nowhere, I don't lose a lot of money. You get what I'm saying? I don't lose a lot of money. But I have a take profit too for the same reason. If all of a sudden wants to squeeze, give me my money, you know, if I don't get to see it. But in reality, I will be taking profit when the 10-minute red dot turns, when 10-minute green dot turns red in this particular case for this strategy. It kind of sucks that this is happening so often, but if we do get a break above here, 109 right now, by 3 o'clock, it'll be the CME will be able, the pre-market opens basically in 2 hours. So like if this happens to do one of these, it's conceivable that this momentum wave goes like that. Now, it wouldn't happen that fast. It would go like, if it followed this, let's say it did this, then this would be, means it was going up until here, And then if this decides to roll over or whatever, I'll be getting out here because that is when the next red dot will come. So that's basically how that works. And I'm in right now. So let's see. Yeah, I got a $67,000 position or whatever. Yeah, that's where I am right now. So let's see. What do we got here? Servando, yes. Do you know if TradFi charts are real time on FIMX because TradingView is 10 minutes behind? TradingView does not have to be 10 minutes behind. Servando, we don't want to have that. So let's get that fixed right now. So yes, it's got to be real time for sure. Oh, Session, appreciate you, man. Big shout out to Sesh. Thanks for getting me in the game on Breakout Prop. That's right on, Sesh. Yeah, Servando, TradFi should not be a lag of 10 minutes, though. So let's get that fixed real quick. So here on TradingView, the 10-minute lag should be the futures is what I think you're looking at. But I've got a ticker that does not, a futures ticker that does not lag. The QQQ is what I look at for the NASDAQ 100 when I'm trading the stocks or I'm looking at, that's real time on TradingView. TradingView should for sure be real time for tickers on TradFi. For sure on the trading platform, you can't have a 10-minute lag. You would lose all your money. So that can't be the case. But on the futures, there was a lot. I used to have a futures ticker that did have a lag, which kind of sucked. But this ticker right here is real time. NDQUSD. That is the NASDAQ futures, and there's no lag on that one. So you definitely want to put that one on the chart and get rid of whatever other ones they had, because that was throwing me off for a while at first too. I had the wrong stock ticker up here, the wrong futures tickers. It's this one here, NDQUSD, and that's just for the futures. The NASDAQ does not open until 6:30 a.m. Pacific time or 9:30 a.m. Eastern time on Monday. So that one, is real time, but not in only. But you're not going to see anything on the weekend. You're not going to see anything on the weekend here, but the futures, you will at 3 p.m. my time. So in a couple hours, you will see action on this one. Okay, and then the Bitcoin week starts 2 hours after that. 5 p.m. my time is when the crypto week starts. Crypto week starts on Monday, not Sunday. So Sunday night, my time is Monday morning, like in UTC time, and that's when crypto time is, UTC. So that's what we're looking at here. So let's see. Okay, for sure. Yeah. So yeah, appreciate you, Sesh, man, getting in here. Have you done any trades yet, Session? Have you traded anything on Breakout Prop yet? Can't catch a break on this one. This is the most flattest day. This is not working for me right now. That's right. I'm not getting wrecked, at least. As long as you don't get wrecked, you'll win eventually. That's the thing about this game. You just stay in the game long enough, you will eventually win. What happens is people try to go all in, and that was kind of the theme of today's show. You don't have to go all in. I know I did the $1 million last. For the people who want to do it, totally available to you. But if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. Right now, I'm not getting dinged that bad on my $200,000 account because I'm not doing a big-ass position. I'm only doing $67,000 out of $1 million, basically. That's basically where I am right now. You feel me? So, yeah, I'm looking over here. I'm looking at TradingView right now. Okay, Sesh. So no, not yet. Okay. I just want to watch these videos first and know if you – okay. So, yeah, here's the thing about Breakout Prop specifically. Number one, you're not going to need a VPN or anything like that. It's just an American company, okay? So – you only lose, quote unquote, lose. The only money you have at risk is money you've literally already spent. Okay, so this is a $200,000 account on Breakout Prop, and over here you can see it cost me $1,199. If you put in my discount code GGRF7W, it saves you money. You do not have to have a $200,000 account. You can do a $5,000 account. You don't even have to do a turbo or pro or classic. I would say just start with a classic. Why not? You can start with a classic, 10,000. But I mean, this is the thing. In my opinion, this is not financial advice. I say start with the biggest one that you can afford. If you can afford $1,000 for $100,000, I say start with that, because this is what I know happens. I've seen it, and I'm telling you, I'm gonna keep this real, you guys. I've seen so many people do this. They get the $5,000 one, and then what ends up happening is they want to use all the money. They win a couple trades. And then they want to, but then you see it's like $10 or something. And they're like, I want to use all the money. And then one false move and it goes against them. and now they're breached. And now they got to start over again. And it kind of messes up your whole mojo and shit. I say start with the bigger account, but trade as if it's only a $5,000 account. And that's kind of what I'm doing today, right? I've got a turbo, put it back over here. I've got a turbo $200,000 account, but I was only trading with $2,600 or whatever it was when I first started. You know what I mean? So I'm not like afraid to get a feel for it. I'm not afraid to actually do some trading with real money. It feels like real money because I spent that money and that money is gone now. If I lose $6,000 and get breached, it's not my $6,000. You know what I'm saying? It's only what I spent on the evaluation in the first place, right? Like it's only this amount down here that you lose if you get breached, and you literally already spent it. You don't lose it. It was spent. There's no additional loss. So, let's say you work in every week, you get a paycheck and you're like, okay, you know what I mean? I can put, I can put 70, I got an extra $275 plus, you get a discount with my code. You buy one of these, you get a $25,000 position, and that money is gone. You budgeted for it now. You feel me? Like there's no additional spending you have to do. It's the weekend. I'm gonna do some trading now, and you're doing it risk free, but it's still real money. It's not risk free. Well, it is risk free. Your money's already spent. You already spent the risk, but now it's just a matter of this is real money, right? There's real stakes. I should say there's real stakes, but you don't have to have the fear of what if I lose all my life savings and shit. Like you don't have to worry about that. You get what I'm saying? That's why prop firms are good for some people. Some people maybe you could do the same thing with leverage on Femex. You could if you wanted to. You could do that. Whereas I got 10x leverage on my gold long right here, so I'm not using all my money. Same idea, but I still had to put my money on the exchange. It's just cool because I can adjust my leverage if I want to on here and say I only want to start with 2 or 3 leverage or whatever. Or maybe I don't want to do 50x leverage right off the bat. When I do Bitcoin, my default is 50x leverage, but you're not gonna want to start with that if you're brand new. So basically, leverage is cool because you could just say, I'm only going to put a certain amount of money on there, not more than I can afford to lose, and that is what I'm going to use to trade. You feel me? So let's see what you guys say. What do you prefer, classic or turbo? So, Robert, great question. This is my first real try at turbo, all right? But I got to say, I'm loving the $200,000, man, because the $200,000 is $1 million position if you use all of it. I'm not sure if you saw last week's show where I did $1 million trade and we won it live. But basically, for $1,200, I'm getting $1 million to trade with. Oh, that's nice. Now, here's the difference for people who don't know. The difference is the drawdown, the max drawdown, 3%. Now, Robert, for my strategy, I don't take a lot of big losses. So 3% is enough. That's $6,000. I don't plan on taking a $6,000 loss in one trade because I get out when the momentum waves, as soon as I see them go against me. I don't wait. I'm not doing. I have this on here kind of just for show. I like to have it just to kind of, give me some ballpark range. But in reality, I'm trading off the momentum waves down here. So I'm getting out of this trade whenever this red dot on the 10-minute appears. So I could be zoomed in for the 5-minute. I'm waiting first. I want to see if, the 5-minute is going to happen before the 10 minutes. The fact that we have no 5-minute here, I'm pretty much chilling. Unless all of a sudden something crazy happened and this just did a waterfall. But let me tell you, from my experience, again, not financial advice, but I've watched these dots and these momentum waves so closely, I've never seen a waterfall. You see how this red dot came like here? It didn't come here, right? So first things first, just if you missed the beginning of the show, Robert, I'm going long right now because we've got a green dot here in the 1 hour. Then I zoomed in. So I've zoomed in. The 1 hour's got my back right now. See? Now, the problem is the 2 hour doesn't have my back, and the 3 hour doesn't have my back, and the 4 hour doesn't have my back. So normally I wouldn't really be going. I'd like to see some higher time frames. But for the scalping strategy that I came up with, the basic, the baseline is you got to have the 1 hour have your back first. Then you zoom into the 10-minute, and then because 1 hour might turn into the 2 hour, but that takes a long time. It takes hours, right? So we zoom to the 10-minute. Even if these are 10-minute candles, it could take more than 10 minutes before a dot comes. It kind of sucks that so many of these happen at once. But you can see you didn't miss the whole move. You didn't catch a waterfall to the face. If you were going long right here, you would have got out here before this big ass candle came and you lost all your money. So to me, I'm going by momentum waves where I don't really care so much about the price. So the reason I say all that is because when I come back to Breakout Prop, why I like a $200,000 one more than a classic, Classic gives you more wiggle room, 6%, right? But I feel like I don't need it is the answer to that. I don't really need that, Robert. All I need, 3% is enough for me to do what I need to do because I'm getting out long before I'm taking a 3% punch in the chin. I have to lose several times before we get there. So now I've never been breached on a $200,000 account. This is still the first one. I did the live trade. I've won a couple times during the week. So I'm up, I'm up $1,800 or whatever, nothing major, but it's something that is if I stick to the strategy, I won't get wrecked. Final curse in the house. What's going on? I think it's CC Underdog. So, yeah, so shout out to the Wave Makers, by the way. That's the private group. Robert, I can't remember if you're in a private group or not, but that's over here. General chat, free for everybody to join. Market analysis is where we go over, like, trade setups in real time and stuff like that 7 days a week. But basically, yeah, I'm cool with to me, in theory, I haven't tried it, but to me, I'm not going to lose 3% in a day. So I would have to lose several times to get there. Even on the $1 million one, you know what I'm saying? If I was playing, it would suck because the trading fees can add up. But the thing about it is, like, I'm trying to usually I'm trying to wait for high conviction plays. Now here today on the show, I kind of was giving the example of you ain't got to use all your money. I had 200,000. I was only using 2,600. I just increased it, so now I got 13,000. But again, 13,000 is $67,000. So basically, I got in real money, I got a pretty big position. I got a $67,000 Bitcoin long open right now. I got a stop loss here as a sanity check if the internet goes out or something. But in reality, we know I would get a red dot on a 10-minute before the low of this candle. It's impossible. We just proved it by watching this live on the show. Never did this price go below this, but yet we got our dots here. So I wouldn't even lose. I wouldn't even need to hit my stop loss. If I'm watching it in real time, I wouldn't even let myself lose this much money, which is 157. I wouldn't even lose 157. You see what I'm saying? It wouldn't even happen because I'm getting out. Now, that is my scalping strategy. If I want to say, okay, after the show, maybe, and Servano's like, don't do it. And he's probably right. If we stick to the strategy. But if I said, okay, I do believe, let's say before I get off here, I'm about to get off in a second, but let's say the 2-hour dot comes. And you know what? The 2-hour green dot might be coming. And I'm like, you know what? Things are starting to look our way. Maybe Monday we do get a pump. Well, I don't like trading strategies in mid-trade, but again, I'm kind of just doing this as an example here. It's conceivable that, this does kind of go like that. And maybe I'm not afraid to stay in this trade. I set alerts here so I can go walk away and I'll get the alert on my phone and stuff like that. All right, Robert, do you use classic Market Cipher B? Have you have a friend that trades a similar indicator? He made his own. I do use Market Cipher B. I know there's knockoffs out there. I can't vouch for them, to be honest with you. Because I haven't really used them. Crypto Face hooked me up with Market Cipher here, and it works. So, this is classic Market Cipher, and that's the one. That's the only one I can say for sure. But I have no reason to believe the other ones wouldn't be close to it. Now, and specifically for my scalping strategy, I'm not even using all the other stuff. It's really just the momentum waves too, right? So, here's you can use Market Cipher A. Oh, sorry, I was meant to come back to here. You could use the Market Cipher A. Some of these other things, you got a blood diamond here, that kind of stuff. But for me, and there's a lot of stuff on Market Cipher B that I like besides the momentum waves, right? This gold VWAP. We got the RSI. These are pointing up right now. These RSIs, there's two of them. One's a stochastic RSI, the other regular. This is money flow. I got to be honest with you. I know you're going to hear a lot of Market Cipher traders act like money flow is gospel. To me, it's just a inline trend indicator. It doesn't mean shit to me, really. I can't trade off of it. I put it that way. I won't say it doesn't mean shit. I just can't trade off of it. Look, price was coming down, the money flow was coming down. I don't know what to tell you. Like, that's just what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. You know what I mean? And the reason why it's tough for me is because as you roll up in time frames, it doesn't roll up it doesn't roll up fairly. Like, how come the 3-hour is pointing down on the money flow, but the 2-hour is not really, but the 1-hour is, but the 4-hour is doing what? Flat. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't giving me consistency. Whereas when I look at the momentum waves, they all like mathematically roll up to one another, just like waves in the ocean. So that's why for my strategy, just to keep it simple, because you don't have much time to do hella TA if you're scalping. It's so simple. I'm only looking at the blue momentum waves and the dots that appear on them, and I'm just riding them. That's my scalping strategy. Okay, now if you got a longer term play, you're gonna look at all the other stuff, maybe you do other TA and stuff like that. But that's that's how I'm approaching Market Cipher for my scalping. Yep, right on, Session. Glad you're feeling it. So let's check out real quick Breakout Prop one more time. Put it one time here. And this is expected, to be honest with you guys. Like, let's say the long one is the play. even if that's really true, which I think it could be, for tomorrow, a day of nothing crazy. Monday's always a little bit risky, you know what I'm saying? It's a Sunday. Weekend's always risky, especially like I said, in 2 hours, hour and a half, we're going to see a lot of volatility either when the pre-market opens or when the new day starts. You probably see some volatility, in which case, again, while I like being an active trader, I wouldn't even want to see if I could survive this or not. But basically, my point is the 1 hour has rolled over, right? We got a green dot here. What you're hoping for if you're long, which I am right now, I'm hoping that a 2 hour rolls over, and it's conceivable. It's just that we got a lot of volatility ahead of us. I mean, a lot of action is going to happen right when the day opens, but when the weekend officially ends, right? But it's possible that this happens. That if this 2 hour comes and we get a dot here, we're going to be in good shape. You know what I'm saying? That would mean price. By the way, that wouldn't the dot doesn't just happen on its own. Like, you'd have to have some price action go your direction first, right? That would mean that I'd be, thoroughly in the green on this trade. And then maybe the 3 hour rolls over, then the 4 hour rolls over. Before you know it, we got a big ass candle. You know what I'm saying? And money, everything's in my favor. So, that could happen. It's just that right now, while the 1 hour is green, technically, if it ain't no green dot here, this is coming down. 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 This is 5, 6 hour, 8 hour. Everything is a red dot. 12 hours. So only the 12 hour is the last green dot we see. But everything between the 12 hour and the 1 hour is a red dot. Hard to go long when all of that shit's happening. You know what I mean? Especially because you got a big ass. It takes a long time for a 12 hour to roll over, right? Every 2 candles is a day. So we caught this big ass drop on the 12 hour. Like, I know in the next 2.5 hours, this is going to show a red dot in the 12 hour. I can guarantee you that. So this is not looking so good for longs right now. I'm going to tell you that right now. This ain't looking so good for longs, right? This is looking, even on the daily chart, right? What we're seeing here is kind of, a downtrend here. It's making a little candle, a flag here. I'm just not that bullish, y'all. I mean, I'm going long right now for the sake of the scalping on the show, but I'm just not that bullish, man. This shit could go like that and we'd be forget about it. I'm just not that bullish right now for anything long term. However, that being said, I don't usually hold long term. I'm usually in and out quick. If I wasn't doing a show, I wouldn't have gone long right here. The point I was making is that this 1 hour is not going to just all of a sudden bounce out of nowhere, right? The fact that I'm green right now is a positive, and I'm happy to be it. This is not going to, this flat wave like this. You could tell that wave's kind of flat. It's not, we're not shooting to the moon anytime soon in the next hour. Why would we? You know what I'm saying? Maybe if the CME opens, at 3 o'clock, maybe if the week starts bullish or something like that, we catch a big move, probably take my profit. Why would I be holding that overnight and hoping that the Monday morning doesn't cause a dump, Give me my money. So, but right now I'm not panicked. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to look at the 5 minute and watch the 5 minute, and I'm going to wait until it turns red. Once the 5 minute turns red, then I got to come back and start paying attention, because if the 5 minute turns red, it means price action was going against me. If that happens, got to have my finger on the trigger, because when the 10 minute turns red, I'm going to get out. And in this case, I'd be taking profit too. I wouldn't be shorting. I mean, I wouldn't be in the red. I'd be in the green, right? So technically, I'm in the green right now, $14.70 right now. If you zoom in, this is the 1 minute chart. Okay, if you zoom in, and again, you can almost ignore this stop loss and take profit. These are just like sanity checks in case the internet goes out, because I'm trading on the momentum waves right now. I'm scalping. But like, it looked like it wanted to do something, and maybe that's a good sign. It broke above this little, we kept bumping up against this. It tried to break out against that. It went back to this. I don't even need to draw support and resistance. I can just tell by where price, look, it bounced right off this little resistance and support line right here, which would be the bottom of this and kind of the top of this. It ran right through there and stopped. That support and resistance ain't exact measurement, but that was like the frosting at the top. So, Kristen calling out the frosting at the top, it's like, if you're drawing a cake, the cake's down here, the base, let me put it on TradingView. This is the cake down here, and this is the frosting up here, And let me tell you something. Once you win a trade, you start licking your fingers. All right, but that's pretty much it, man. This is what I'm looking for, right? I'll probably get out of this trade. This sideways chop is killing me right now. It's not doing what I want. Again, this was not my ideal situation. I was just trying to give you guys an example here. But I don't know. Maybe we just say F it. We leave it in. You know what I mean? So Ronald's like, no. But again, this is the theme of what I put on the thumbnail, the title shows. You don't need to sweat it that much if you're only using 13,000 out of your 200 grand, or 67,000 out of your million, It's not the end of the world. Let's see if I think this starting to roll over. It's going against me now. This is looking ugly now. But at the same time, it never did, still kind of trending up right now. Honestly, we're in an uptrend on the 1 minute chart. This is not necessarily going down. You know what I'm saying? No reason to panic is all I'm saying right now. No reason to panic. I could get out here. We don't have a 5 minute dot here. I'm sorry, I'm looking at trading view. We don't have a 5 minute here yet. Not yet. I mean, clearly this is an uptrend, right? Do I need to make that clear? Like, clearly an uptrend, but we're running against resistance, right? And if you look, it's pretty clear, right? The top of the body of this candle is pretty much right the resistance on all it is. Let me turn on market set for A just to get some of the stuff out the way here for a second. Right? It bounced off of here, bounced off of here, bounced off, but it looks like an ascending triangle. Ascending triangles, I'm not a pattern trader. I was posting that on Twitter a couple days ago, but there's a few patterns that do tend to follow trends, and one of them is the ascending triangle. That's not bullshit. It's just that it's not like off to the races just because there's a ascending triangle. Not usually. It just means that there was some momentum building, and then a bump up, and plenty of times I've shorted right here and it came to shit right back down again. But right now, we are in a ascending triangle because all we care about is right now. And we got a red dot on the 5 minute. That's not good. 9 minute, no red dot there yet. Let's keep it on the 10 minutes. So this is what's up next. So this ain't what I want, right? But, no panic. No panic. And when you saw people who saw last week when we did the $1 million trade, we didn't panic. We saw a red dot on the 5 minute, and we didn't get out, and we stayed in it, and that's why we won. So, again, that's why my strategy is predicated off the 10-minute wave, because you'll get too many false signals, right? We saw how much trading fees were eating me even on this shit. You get too many false signals on the lower time frame. So I found the balance to be the 10-minute. Someone else may say it's the 12-minute. I'm not going to argue over a couple minutes. I know some people are like, it's exactly this. I don't know how the hell you would know that. I just say 10 minutes, hour. You get what I'm saying? That's kind of where I'm at. And, I've been working with it, and it's been working. So, but this is what's called an ascending triangle. Where's a triangle? If I'm drawing with the white, trying to draw with the white things here. Goes like this. It's a triangle. And price tends to bust out of those. So something comes up. It's like up. It's like keeps on testing, and boom. That's what an ascending triangle pattern is in the book, the Wyckoff book, is supposed to play out. I think that most pattern trading is ink blot test. You see whatever the hell you want to see. Cups and handles and shit is like looking at the constellations, But some of them make sense. A double top makes sense. Head and shoulders make sense. Because what the price chart is really telling you is where money changed hands a lot last time, right? Because it's only history. We can't see the future, right? So money changed hands on these levels multiple times, and that's when people draw support and resistance, right? Like this particular ticker right here, Bitcoin, look, it couldn't get above this, right? We look here, it rejected, here, rejected, came back here, rejected. It's trying to fight, barely, you know what I mean? Like it's like where a lot of money changed hands. And that's what you're looking for on where you want to draw your support and resistance markers. And basically, because the price will run back to that spot, and you've got a lot of sellers just waiting there, right? People who bought right here just waiting to get their money back. And that's why support and resistance matters, like in a rubber meets the road, like the real, like what this is. TA is not magic, y'all. Like this shit, the reason why I say it's only 20% is because this is not, there's no guarantee that I draw a nice picture and I'm going to like make money off that trade. That don't mean shit. It actually has a real application to what happened in the market, in the order book. Here, let me show you in Fimex. See the order book on Fimex? This is the order book. The middle price right now is this, 67,480. But all these people have sell orders sitting here, and all these people have buy orders here. They're called makers, like the market makers. There's the makers and the taker. When I'm trading on market, I'm a taker, so they charge me a higher fee. If you're a maker, meaning you set a limit order, you get charged a lower fee. That's how that works, and that's because they want you to be a maker and put some money on the books here and set this up. I just don't like doing that because then you're not trading with the trend. But then again, I can't say I never do it. Do it sometimes. Remember, I was doing it over here on Moondeg. But I have it way up here only if there's some crazy, if it goes way up here. I got it way up here. You know what I'm saying? If I just want some silly little spike, I want in because Moondeg is showing me that it loves running out of buyers somewhere up here. It gets squeezed and then it comes back down. Squeezed and comes back down. So I got limit order set like here and here just in case with a stop loss like here. To me, is worth the risk versus reward. But again, I would love to get notified. I don't like to just close my eyes, go to sleep, and hope that price goes like this, and then happens to reverse exactly when I come up, and then come back down. Come on, man. And that's how many people teach. Oh shit, I'm not on TradingView. Many people teach that. So I got limit order set here and here. But how the hell do I know if price wants to squeeze, going to go right here and just come right back down? or if it's going to go to here and here and then come back right down. Ain't no telling, right? Like I'm going to have to go negative first. It doesn't go right to your order and then decide to reverse. Hell no. What if it goes like this to my stop loss and then comes back, right? That sucks. So I rather wait until it starts doing this and get alert, watch it. It'll go like this for a second, and then when it starts coming down, then enter the trade. And even if you miss, because let me show you something. Even if this ticker goes up like this and then like this, right, which as you can see is possible, right? Even if I still enter right here, at least it's going in the same direction that the trend is going. Whereas if I'd entered here, I would get stopped out here, and then I'd lose. And then either I watch it, what I mean? It'd be like, and that happens to people, right? You get stopped out, and then it reverses right then. And it's like, well, shit. If I had just waited till it was back down, even if it was here and I only made money from here to here, at least I didn't lose. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say trade with the trend. And if you're setting a limit order, it's not trading with the trend. Okay. Now there's such a thing as a stop limit order, which is trading with the trend. It would say that only when it goes to this price, it goes with the trend and it goes out. But I don't really use those. But that is something to do. If you're trading on breakouts, that's what people do. So anyway, that's Moondeg. Let's see. Bitcoin's trying to cooperate. I'm still on here because I want to see if we make a little money here before the show ends, you know. I mean, if you guys noticed, and you know what happened? So shout out Sin City Crypto. Anybody in the chat watch Sin City Crypto? Big Rob, David. I got a rap for their show. I do the outro rap for their show on Sin City Crypto. Obviously, they're in Las Vegas, okay? And they called me earlier this week, right? Yes, Jesse is bouncing. We're winning right now, Jesse. But Sin City Crypto, David called me live on the show, right? He's like, Cassius, there's a guy in our show who watches our show, and you know, you talk about FOMO on the rap, and he's like, I bet Cassius doesn't get FOMO. And I was like, you're right, I don't get FOMO. Hey, look, I'm up $82. I'll take it. I was like, you're right, I don't get FOMO. And why? Because I'm like, I know to trade with the trend. I have my strategy, but also I don't chase. I hate chasing, you know? You get FOMO when you're chasing. If you miss the pump, you can sell the dump. You get what I'm saying? Or vice versa. So it's like, if you learn to trade in both directions, then you don't have to get FOMO. That's basically what it is. Oh, Jesse put Sin City Crypto in there. Thanks, Jesse. Yeah, so that was Wednesday or something. David called me, and he's like, we're live on the air right now. He's on speakerphone. He's just talking for like 2.5 minutes or something. He's like, do you ever get FOMO? I was like, not anymore. I used to, but I don't get it anymore. So that's why, when I'm over here looking at this right now, and I'm like, and he's like, I got to come back on the show. Oh, yeah, Seth, you're going to probably like that rap. They had the beat already. So it's not like a normal hip-hop beat. It's not a beat that I would have made or I would have used, but it was dope because it challenged me to do different styles. So you'll hear, as an MC says, you'll hear, it's like I got like 3 different styles on it. I kind of got a choppy style. I got to play that one. Shout out Sin City Crypto. He's like, you got to come back on the show sometime. Yeah, because, I'm over here trading every day. And, of course, he caught me. I was looking at the charts. I said, you caught me right at the right time. I'm looking at the charts, and I was just on the speakerphone. And I can't remember who they said was on their show, but he's like, Cassius don't be getting FOMO. And you're right, I don't. I'm not really tripping. And that's why I'm saying, like, this little sitting triangle here. I got my little system here. Look, the 5-minute never came. No reason to panic. Actually, it did come, didn't it? Or did it come and then it disappeared? Remember, that's what I was saying. We don't even got to stress it. My system says the 10-minute. The 10-minute hasn't punched us in the face. We all right. 5-minute is we good. Right? We're breaking out. We broke out a little triangle. Let's get a little run now. Come on now. Let's get it. Get your swagger right, like the song says in the background. You feel me? Go. Let's turn that up real quick. How many of y'all like this rap when I did it? This is the only rap I've done this year so far. This one was fun, though. Slave to the system, you master the money. That's right, Matt. Slave to the system, you master the money. Get your swagger right this year, baby. Get your swagger right. Oh, look at this, man. Up $100. Hey. Okay, so like I said, we broke out of the ascending triangle. You see what I'm saying? You guys are not full of shit. Like I said, I don't always agree with pattern traders, but like the ascending triangle, it broke out just like I said, right? It finally broke out. Now, how high would it go? I don't know. I'm not going to say it's going to the moon, but what I'm doing is I'm watching this. I'm watching this right here. I want to see, so even look, I can even zoom into the 1 minute, right? Let's zoom in on the 1 minute. That's where you start. Because as long as we got a green dot on the 1 minute, I don't have a reason to panic yet. You feel me? Right. At 26, we only fucking with the rich girl. That's right. Matt remembers the lyrics. Kristen, that's our favorite song right there. So check it out. We're gonna let it rock. How did it go? I'm Cuvée every day, sipping on some burgundy, but sharp enough to navigate the edge of uncertainty. I write rhymes perfectly, so nah, you can't work with me. Heartbreaker certainly, but only inadvertently. I don't really care if long hair or some thick curls. At 26, I'm only fucking with the rich girls. Taller than the average height, I'm about to make a graphic site. Got the past going down like I crashed a flight. Uncooperative, I'm the one that got you acting right. More than half the night, keep it on the low. I ain't fucking with the bragger type, but only fuck with rich girls. Your nickname is Swagger, right? I think you make your body smile, the party wow. Back looking doggy style. Don't invest in Airbnbs, just rent it, because we destroyed the mattress in the first 90 minutes. Not financial advice, but follow, like, and subscribe so you can get notified every time I go live. The market's every day, so catch your mind till you get 5. I'm spitting games 7 days a week on how we can thrive, yeah. A real wave maker, stay slaying them, not just spraying them. The trades, we displaying them. Cup overflowing, no, it really ain't no saying when, cause it's a come up with Cassius Cuvée in them. It's the come up with your boy Cassius Cuvée, y'all. We're gonna have to end it on that one right there, man. Matt loves that one, destroy that mattress in the first 90 minutes, you feel me? We might have to end it on that one right there. I'm looking at the 1 minute right here. It hasn't rolled over yet, but you know what? I sometimes just want to take my money. You know, you win the trade. Look, I'm up 117 bucks. Made up for all my little losses. Look how it broke out and is coming back. Now, you know, maybe we let it run. Last time the $1 million one would have kept running. You know, we broke out of this support and resistance. Let's see. What would it be if I moved to take profit to like here at the top of this little mark? 182 bucks. See if it runs through that tape, you know? Let's see if I get like, if it just runs through that tape. And then, here's the other thing. This is what we can do also. We can move the stop loss into take profit so I don't lose any money. It's a guaranteed win, right? If we wanted to walk away, right? Move it up here. So now the stop loss is going to show 0, which is kind of tough because you don't know what you're going to make. But all I would do is I would copy this. Copy. I would paste it here. Paste. I would not hit enter, okay? But that would be $35.90 if that happens. Let's just close this and start over again. So if I move the stop loss up to like here, you know, that's how I'd be able to see how much I would make. So now, let's move it to like here. I'm saying, you know, the reason why I'm saying here. So basically, I cannot lose this trade now. You see what I'm saying? I cannot lose this trade. All right, on Sesh, you like the rap or you like the trade, Sesh? He said that was dope. So check it out. Right now, I'm putting it right below this wick here is what the reason why I'm picking this spot. Okay? So let's say if we get a little pullback, hopefully it won't trigger that. If we get a little pullback, because what I'm looking at is the momentum is still on my side. Okay? You know, this is just the 1 minute. Okay, we got the 1 minute red dot. That sucks, right? But it's only the 1 minute. It don't really mean shit. 3 minutes is still green. So we're not panicking. 3 minutes still green. You know, we're not getting the finger on trigger till the 5 minute turns. Okay, so let's see what happens. I mean, again, the reason why this works, y'all, is because we got the 1 hour that has our back. And again, the 1 hour is not the 2 hours, not the 3 hours, not as good as those big ones, but it's something. The 1 hour is something. You know what I mean? That's the reason why you felt comfortable entering. Like there was enough. Enough was enough. Enough selling here. And so, you know, the theory is we would take profit if the 10-minute dot turns red, or perhaps we want to cheat ahead. We're in the green. We could cheat ahead 9 minutes or something. Now, I want to give you guys, one tip here on this. The reason why I kind of have bigger increments, I like having them as they start separating 1 hour, 2. The reason is because mathematically, I don't know exactly how Market Cipher B works, but I just know that technically speaking, on occasion, you can get a dot on the 9 minute before the 10 minute. It's only 10% difference here on time. You will not get a dot on the 5 minute. I mean, you will not get a dot on the 10 minute before the 5 minute, but you might get a dot on the 10 minute before the 9 minute, I should say. So I don't really use the 9 minute. It's just, I just kind of put it on there just to see. I was kind of experimenting with it, but really I'm going to look at the 5 minute. If the 5 minute turns red, I may or may not wait for the 10 minute. I want to just see how much I give back first, but I'm not going to panic. Because we still got the 1 hour out our back, and maybe if the 2 hours starts, if things start turning our way, there's a couple ifs there. If things start turning our way, we could be cool. If the 10 minute comes, though, basically the rule is this: don't fight a 10 minute dot. 10-minute dot means, I don't know. You can get a lot of action against you on a 10-minute dot, just like you can get a lot of action for you on a 10-minute dot. So that's why 10-minute is my benchmark, because if you enter on the 10-minute, you might get a run that goes for an hour or 2 hours in your favor on a 10-minute. That's what happened on last week on the $1 million trade. We got out early because I just wanted to take the money before the show ended, just to show a win, But like, shit, if I had held that, I would have made 3 times as much money, which would have been like $9,000 or something, or $10,000 I would have made. You know what I'm saying? Because that was a beauty, that one. So, and matter of fact, let's go back and look at that. I want to show you that actually real quick since we're here. It was this one. It was right here. This is the 1 hour. It was this. Where was it? It was Sunday show. It had to be this one. 12 o'clock. It was this candle right here. Remember, I got in. This is the line. I got in here the orange, and I took profit. Well, that was my take profit. I got out before this blue line, actually. I got out like down here. I was like, give me the money. I asked the chat, should I take the money? But what happened was, you can see it continued up. And it was also, let me go back real quick. I'm going to go on to 10 minutes. This is what I really want to show you. It takes a while to scroll all the way back in the small time, which is why backtesting is such a pain. I know everyone wants to backtest, but like, you never really know if you didn't see it in real time. But here we are, 10 minutes, just a week ago, if I can get back there. Got in, where's noon? Here. So this wick, I got in. I didn't even get in at the bottom of this wick. My entry was like here at 12:30 because I talked for the first part of the show. My entry was here, which kind of sucked. It went against me a little bit, but I didn't panic because look, the 10-minute dot down here, it was still green. There was never a red on the 10-minute, but there was a red on the 5-minute. If I push it, it's going to push me all the way back to the beginning. This right here, though, caused a red dot on the 5-minute, and then boom, right at 1 o'clock, which is 1300, boom, it took off. And that was when we were like, oh, shit. And then when I took profit, like, before it ran through the tape. And somebody for Servando, told me that said, stick with it. And I should have listened to it. But then other people were like, take your money. So anyways, it's a $1 million position. I never traded $1 million position. I was like, let me get the win. But it continued, is my point. And look, this is the 10-minute wave. You never got a red dot until here. So that's hours, right? The red dot on the green dot started at 11:20 and didn't end until 14:50, just on a 10-minute wave. So this would have made 3 times as much money. And check it out. Here's the best part. Here, see this red dot here at 1450? It happened before this drop happened. So I would have got out here after a few red dots against me on the 10-minute, and I wouldn't even given back very much. I would have only given back a little bit. I still would have made like 10 racks or something, like 10 grand or something, And I would have gotten out before, as soon as this red dot came, and I would not have been in to give it all back in this one big-ass candle. So I protected my downside by sticking to and I didn't even stick to the strategy. I got out early, to be honest with you. But if I had just stuck to the strategy, my point is, on a 10-minute wave, you can get a big-ass move. You can get a big move on a 10-minute wave. But on a 5-minute, you're going to get a lot more false positives, and that will eat you up on the fees. Which is why the rule, the actual, my strategy is to make the system is to go by the 10-minute, not the 5-minute. Now again, if you're short-term trading, you got to go somewhere or something like that, and the 5-minute comes up and you're like, I don't know, man, give me my money. Man, win's a win. All right, green is green. Nobody ever went broke taking profit. But for the system to work in aggregate, you do want to catch those big moves because, like we saw earlier today, we lost a little bit of money over here on some of the fees and shit, right? We lost a little bit of money, some pocket change on the fees and shit. So, I'm up $120, which of course covers this. Of course, I increased my position. It's not exactly fair. But the point is, when you catch the big move, you can make back these losses here. That's what you're really going for. Because ain't no telling, this 10-minute wave, looking back over here, this 10-minute wave could keep going. This one, keep going. Because we got the 1 hour out of back, and you see it starting to curve up here now. It's starting to curve up. Would a 2 hour come? You know what I mean? If that 2 hour comes, this 10-minute is going to keep running, The main point is you don't get punched in the face with some big-ass candle. If you go past 10-minute wave, you might get punched in the face. Less than 10-minute, less than likely something epic is going to go against you on the momentum. The momentum's going up. Why the hell would it just all of a sudden drop? It just doesn't happen. Even on like October 10th and shit. If you go back and watch, because I traded that live and I won those shorts. It was a huge waterfall down on October 10th. But like it happened after the 10-minute gave you a red dot. It didn't happen before the 10-minute gave you a red dot. So I was not out. I was looking to short and I was in because I saw a 10-minute red dot. And then I shorted that shit all the way back down. So that's just my, year of experience looking at market cycles. You know what I'm saying? All right, Jesse, man. Appreciate you, man. You have a nice week, too. I think we're going to wrap it up here. Should I take my profit? I kind of want to let it ride. We're going to, this week we'll let it ride. This is what we can do. I can move my stop loss to like here. I'll move it up a little bit. Let's see. Move it to like here. 67.5 here. Just to see what that would be. 70. So I guarantee to make $75. Okay, that's what that guarantees. I guarantee to make $75. Okay, so now oh shit, I thought I was showing you guys on Breakout Prop. On Breakout Prop, what I did was I double clicked on here. Should have showed you that. Damn it. So I moved my stop loss. First thing I did was just physically just drag the stop loss. I said I'm gonna move it to here. I'm gonna move it to here because it's a little bit below this, right? So physically drag it up, and then I wanted to see how much money that would be. So the way you can tell is you because it doesn't tell you how much money it would be right here. See, it says projected loss 0. The trick is you double click it, copy it, you paste it down. If the take profit were here, and it'll tell you $78. You see, now I know what it would be. The problem is I can't push this button because then my take profit moves. So I gotta type back in what my take profit is. Point is, I'll be happy to win $75 if this trade starts going against me. Like no matter what, I still win. So now here's my stop loss and here's my take profit. So I'm gonna let it ride. We'll see if we can get up here. We'll see if we get to here. This would have to give back a significant amount, in which case I would have definitely had, this would already have turned red on me. The real way is to watch this, but I'm just trying to wrap it up, B. And basically, like, we don't have a 5-minute here yet. I'm not ready to panic on this. Let's see if I can catch a break here. I don't want to get out early. I want to let the 10-minute ride. But first I want to try. So that's why I just moved this that's why I just moved this right here. Stop loss in the profit, and we Gucci. I'm up $129 right now, and I was only not even using half my money. You know what I'm saying? I was using 13,000 of the 200,000. So that's to come up with your boy Cassius Cuvée. And I appreciate everybody in the chat. Shout out to the Profit Circle. Make sure you follow me on Twitter and all the social media platforms. Like this video, share it with some friends. Watch if you didn't get to watch, this video. Watch this video. If you didn't watch last week, this is a short version of the $1 million position right here on Breakout Prop. And like it and share it with your friends. That shows you how to enter $1 million on Breakout Prop. And make sure you tap in with your boy next week. 7 days a week in the Profit Circle. That is the private Discord. And we will holla at you anytime, every time. Next week. This is your boy, Cash Cuvée, to come up. Shout out to Matt, Jesse, Sessions, Kristen. Everybody's rocking with your boy. Let go.